drastic changes in WWE lately have been tied to Nick Khan's growing power within the company. Vince McMahon is very selective about who he trusts, from the wrestling element of booking to the business decision of finances. Most fans only know of Tony as the Khan in wrestling heading into 2020, but Nick started to flex his status within WWE with huge moves. The firings and business models change show that Khan believes WWE needs to make major changes for the betterment of the company. This feels like it came out of nowhere, but Khan gaining power through a few savvy moves. WWE's future may be in the hands of Nick based on Vince investing in his philosophy. If it wasn't obvious about Khan's initial arrival, it's pretty clear that Khan's mindset to business is much different to Triple H's. While Triple H time in charge of NXT saw him recruit some of the top independent wrestlers in the world and brought them into the WWE umbrella, Khan is gutting WWE's roster and leaving a ton of them without a contract. In its place, it appears WWE is focusing on college athletes with a new college recruitment program called WWE NIL. This shows a big change in the two mindsets. The drastic change in WWE featured Nick Khan becoming the president of Chief Revenue Officer of the company, working under Vince McMahon. WWE removed former President George Barris and Michelle Wilson from the position following negative reactions from shareholders about the company's bottom line. Khan was successful for the creative artists agency in the sports media world. The world of Khan helped sports personalities like Mark Greenberg sign huge contracts along with SEC college football games, allowing them to appear on ABC and ESPN. Khan's business tactics made him more of a force in the industry and led to WWE investing a lot of money and time into his presence. Vince clearly felt something needed to change with the struggles of the 2020 global pandemic. Khan made it was a huge reason for WWE getting over $1 billion to move to Peacock under NBC's guidance. Most fans were unhappy about this change, but WWE is making bank while LBC is seeing as an uptick on Peacock for WWE TV. The entire landscape of WWE changed with Nick Khan's influence more than anyone else would to work on purely the business side of things. Khan does not input in booking the shows, but he is privy to knowing the contracts of talents along with their impact on the company. The past few slates of massive cuts received negative attention from the fans. Khan's job is to create profits for WWE, and he aimed to take a bloated roster that came from WWE, trying to hoard top talents from all over the brand, following the brand's multiple waves of releases during the pandemic felt like a ruthless move, but Khan did not care one bit, as WWE did it on several occasions. No one is safe with former world champions like Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, Mickie James, legends, and starring in all noteworthy storylines like Aleister Black all getting fired. The shocking release of Wyatt provided even more confusion when it was leaked he was given due to budget cuts. All reports went back on Khan being the man behind WWE madness. WWE is just taking a hit on public perception and showing no loyalty to talents during a pandemic by upsetting fans losing one of their superstars. However, Khan was brought in with the one sole purpose of making WWE more money and giving the answers to the shareholders, and just grew unhappy in the prior regime. As if the release's original time of publication wasn't enough, WWE has cut even more names. These came from the top, and main eventers like Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, and veterans like Nia Jax and John Morrison, to new faces like Hit Row. No release should surprise WWE fans anymore, but each time it just gets more shocking, and to be honest, it's downright cruel to wrestlers. Seeing how the mass releases happened during Khan's time as president, it's safe to assume these releases sit fine on Nick Khan. Triple H may be the person who impacted Nick Khan's rise in the WWE rankings. Vince McMahon usually doesn't let business employees dictate how he books wrestling shows. Even though Khan isn't trying to push talent, he is clearly powerful enough to cut the contracts of major names like Strowman and Wyatt. The idea of having a deep roster, which was executed by Triple H within his aggressively pursued the free agent market. All the top stars from all over the world were recruited to set up the future of WWE. Times are changing and many of Triple H's NXT talents getting fired. There is a reason to believe NXT and NXT UK may be impacted by the deeper rosters of brand that bring in little money. Even Triple H's right-hand man, Kanyon Seaman, was rumoured to be let go from his talent scouting role. Recently in September, Triple H suffered a cardiac event which put him out of action for a while. He recently returned to work, and his wife Stephanie said that he was doing well in terms of health. As well, he was recently seen touring the new headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut alongside Khan. While Triple H doesn't necessarily impact his roles The relaunch of NXT may cement it. There's no doubt that NXT can easily change direction again in a year or two. It appears that there will be a couple of key changes at the hands of Khan and Vince that will otherwise ignore the legacy that Triple H built up. NXT 2.0 is a product that is much more focused on new faces, gimmicks, and is ignoring independent wrestlers. WWE's newest push, called Next in Line, is a college recruitment process that will see the company try and nab college athletes, similar to how a sports team would do the same. While there's no doubt Vince McMahon's decision at the end of the day, it definitely reeks much more of Nick Khan than Triple H. He wants to assemble the next independent wrestling that had to combine over. Combine this with the NXT 2.0 program, and it seems that WWE wrestlers will prefer to build athletes from the ground up as WWE wrestlers rather than bring in more established talents and let them mould into their system. While fans are sceptical of this, it's now worth noting that amateur athletes such as Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, and The Rock have been brought in before. If Nick Khan's plan for WWE end up being a success, it'll be interesting to look back on this in retrospect. It's just a damn shame that so many talented wrestlers had to be released and had their lives uprooted along the way. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel on the screen right now. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!